My dear students, welcome all of you to online computer classes. Today we are going to discuss about our computer textbook. You will get the textbook in English or Malayalam versions, and I have already explained how you can get a book of your own. Okay, now I'll show you the contents of our textbook. You see, our first chapter is Fundamentals of Computers, and here we will discuss about basic things such as data, information, data processing, basic units of computer, its characteristics, the language of computer. Computer is an electronic device and it uses machine language, which is also known as binary language. Okay. Now, consider our second chapter. It is components of the computer system. Here, we will discuss about hardware, software, something about e-waste, which is electronic waste, which we can see a lot in our daily life. Apart from that, we will discuss about green computing, which is about environment friendly computer which will not pollute our nature.
Now also costs more to run over its lifetime than it does to purchase in the first place. Computing manufacture additionally has a significant environmental impact. It takes about 1.8 tons of chemicals, fossil fuels and water to produce a typical desktop computer. It is therefore not surprising that the most recent Greenpeace Guide to Greener Electronics does not give any computer manufacturer a satisfactory green ranking.
Now come to the third chapter, which is Principles of Programming and Problem Solving. And now consider the third chapter, Principles of Programming and Problem Solving. In this chapter, it is explained how computers solve a problem. It is also explained here the phases of programming, how we can write programs, how we can write an algorithm, how to draw a flowchart, etc. etc. All these are initial stages of programming. Now we'll go on to the fourth chapter, getting started with C++. You know, C++ is a programming language, one of the powerful programming language it is. It is an OOP language, that is Object-Oriented Programming Language. It is developed by John A. Stroustrup.
In the really old days, people had to write their code directly to work on the hardware. They wrote load and store instructions to get stuff in and out of memory, and they played about with bits and bytes and stuff. You could do pretty good work with that, but it was very specialized. Then they figured out that you could build languages fit for humans for specific areas. Like they built Fortran for engineers and scientists, and they built COBOL for businessmen. And then in the mid-60s, a bunch of Norwegians, mostly Ole Johan Dahl and Christ Nygaard, thought, why can't we get a language that sort of is fit for humans for all domains, not just linear algebra and business? And they built something called Simula. And that's where they introduced the class as the thing you have in the program to represent a concept in your application world. So if you're a mathematician, the matrix will become a class. If you're a businessman, a personnel record might become a class. In telecommunications, a dial buffer might become a class. You can represent just about anything as a class.